so excited for Siobhan to speak. She showed me a couple of the topics that she's going to be going over, and I was like, all of those topics could be a team call in itself. So you guys make sure you have a pen and paper. It's going to be amazing because Siobhan's amazing and she's consistent AF. So before she speaks, does anybody have any announcements to make? I have one. I think I have a couple actually. Michelle Martin is officially an Emerald coach, brand new coach, Emerald coach. It's a huge deal. She's a little cutie pie. What else? I wanted to ask, Caitlin Swanson, last time we talked, you were going to sign up your husband, which means you would be Emerald on Thursday. I'm like, you're here.
Hi.
Hi.
It's Caitlin. I signed him up. I'm Emerald. I have 6 points for success.
Oh my God. Congratulations. Cool. On Thursday, you'll officially be Emerald. That is huge. Wow. I have a brand new coach on the call, Sarah Callahan. I'm so excited because, guys, can I just say something really quick? We've been talking back and forth for years. The other day I was like, can you just tell me how come? Why not? Why can't you just join? And we just got real with each other. And finally, I just want to say keep going because they'll join, you know? Well, it's obviously only if you're consistent and show up, you know? So any other shout outs? I don't think I have any more right now.
I should have 2 new coaches on the call, Danielle and Rich. They said they were going to be here. So.
Oh, cool. Hey.
Cool. That's like Molly.
Cool. All right. Let me just make sure I have, since Siobhan has stats now, let's make sure I got them all together. Military wife. Mama, started coaching 1 year ago, founder of Mindful Movement, 2-star diamond coach, success starter, which means she got Success Club 5 or higher her first 3 months as a coach and earned her ticket for Summit, and Success Club 10 All-Star, which means she hit SC 10, which means helping 5 people for the last 12 months in a row. I'm sure, no doubt, she'll become a Success Club 10 legend, and that's 24 months, obviously, in a year. And she also hits SC 20 plus consistently, which is huge. It's 10 people or more a month. So I can't wait to hear all of your little secrets. I know one, but I can't wait to hear the rest. So you can go ahead, Siobhan. You're with family. We love you. She's very nervous. This is totally her going out of her comfort zone, but like, you have to start somewhere, and it's like, we're not, like I kept telling her, she's with family and people that love her so much. We look up to you.
Oh, thank you, guys. I've been a nervous wreck all day, but that's nothing new with public speaking. But I appreciate you guys for bearing with me, and I made a PowerPoint, so hopefully that'll take some of the eyes off of me. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and we'll go from there. Let's see, share. Okay. And let's see how we do this. View, slideshow. Okay, can you guys see? Look good? Okay. Yes. All right. Oopsies, why is it already changing? I wasn't ready. Okay, so today we are going to talk about my top tips for success, how I rock my business, and I want to show you guys too. And I'm sure this is all stuff you guys have heard before because I had to learn it somewhere, right? And I'm just hoping maybe just hearing it from somebody different in a different way might help. So here we go. My magic combo is consistency, energy, and time. This combination is my secret weapon, and today I'm going to break down these 3 things. Okay, consistency is key. I know if you've heard it once, you've heard it 1,000 times. You have got to show up every single day. So I started coaching, it's been a year and a few weeks, and I have shown up every single day since I signed up. Even when I had the stomach bug and can barely function, I got in my stories like dying, telling people what was up and why they weren't going to see me for the day. And I put up a silly fluff post and moved on. Like, no matter what, no excuses, show up every single day. And granted, some days are going to be like, you know, more amazing content than others. But even if it's nothing, just put a quote up, something, pop in your stories for a few boomerangs, just let people know you're alive. Because the way I look at it is, and I always tell my girls this, so I think back to when I was like a new mom, breastfeeding in the middle of the night, sleep deprived, tired, trying to find something to occupy my time while I'm sitting here feeding this little baby. And I'm like scrolling through Instagram, you know, trying to do hashtag weight loss tips, hashtag postpartum weight loss. You know, all those new moms out there are thinking like, how do I bounce back from this? So imagine this new mom comes across, I'm just going to use 2B Mindset because that's what I'm obsessed with, this 2B Mindset program. And they're like, what is this? This looks cool. But they see it's a Beachbody program. They don't know anybody who's a Beachbody coach. So they start following a few different coaches out there. And they want to see, okay, who's the best fit for me? This is why consistency is so important. Are they going to choose the coach that kind of shows up like a few times a week, doesn't really get in their stories and talk, maybe puts like a little food picture or a boomerang? Or are they going to choose the coach who shows up every single day, posting every single day, getting in their stories, showing you behind the scenes of their life, giving you a chance to really get to know them? This is like huge for your cold market. And really allowing you to build that trust in them just from letting you into their life. It's a no-brainer. You're going to choose the coach who shows up consistently and opens up her whole life to you and is, you know, just, you get what I mean. You're going to choose that coach who's consistent. So that is why it's so important to show up every day. Whether you feel like it or not, you have to show up because nobody's going to pick the coach who shows up sometimes. That's just unfortunately how it is. Okay. So then energy. I hope, is my little bar, should I minimize this? Let's see, is that better? I hope my thing's not blocking the PowerPoint.
I see it perfectly.
Okay, perfect. Okay, energy. I think this, out of everything, is the most important. Your energy and your intensity is everything. So think, what is it within Beachbody that you are passionate about? Yes, you might be showing up every day. You might be consistent. You might be doing the actions, but are you doing it with energy, excitement, confidence, and passion with the mission of helping others at the forefront of your brain? Because if you're not, it doesn't matter how much you're showing up if you don't have the passion behind it. So the thing with Beachbody is there are so many things that you could be doing with it. And there's no way that we can all be an expert in all the things. So I think it's super important to pick one thing or a couple of things within Beachbody that you are passionate about. And think, what has changed your life within Beachbody? For Haley, obviously, it's the coaching opportunity. She was able to quit both of her jobs, retire her husband. Like, that is her passion. That's what she speaks about. And when she talks about the coaching business, you see that. For me, it is 2B Mindset. 2B Mindset transformed my life like completely. And that is the only reason I am here as a coach today. If it wasn't for 2B, I would have never signed up. But the thought of me being able to help others with spreading the word on 2B Mindset and hopefully changing their lives with it like it has changed mine, that is why I show up. That is why I'm here. And I think anybody who follows me knows, without a doubt, 2B Mindset is my passion. That is my obsession. And that's why I'm here. And I want everybody on this call to really take a good, long, hard look at like, why am I doing this? Why am I a coach? What about Beachbody am I passionate about? And shout it from the rooftops. Like, give people that energy and excitement that you have for what you're doing, because that is what is going to make them want to join you. If you just show up kind of like, yeah, well, I'm doing this program, 2B Mindset, and I lost some weight, and
Hold on, Siobhan.
sorry.
Somebody is not muted and it's bothering me. So I'm just going to mute all and then you can unmute yourself in a second.
Okay.
Hold on. Mute all. Continue. Okay. Hi.
Okay,
Okay.
let's see.
Sorry
Let's
about that. I just didn't feel like going through the pages trying to figure out who was unmuted. So you're good now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
cool.
Sorry about that.
So with the energy, it's kind of just like if you're showing up like, yeah, you know, I'm doing this 2B mindset. It's pretty cool. I have a group if you want to join me, you know, or if you're like, guys, I started 2B mindset last May. I wasn't working out. I lost 30 pounds. I was able to overcome my 10-year decade of emotional eating and stress eating. And now down 30 pounds within those 3 months, and then on to lose another 25, all because of, you know, starting this 2B mindset program that's not, you know, go on and on and on with excitement about it. That's going to get them excited, and they're going to want to know more because they're feeding off your energy about it. So energy is everything. If you're not showing up with the energy and the excitement, then unfortunately people probably aren't going to want to join you. So I do think it is important to like get in your stories and be real with like the hard things going on in your life. Like if you guys follow me, you know my youngest Rowan, he's a little turd sometimes, and you've seen me crying in the car about him, you know, for hitting other kids at school. But 95% of the time, I'm in my stories positive, happy, attracting that positive energy to me because people don't like a Debbie Downer, you know? So really try to get in your story with the good energy, but allow people to see those hard parts of your life too. Just don't let that be, you know, all day, every day, because it's kind of like, it gets a little bit old. So I think just really focusing on that positive energy and the things that you're passionate about and shouting from the rooftops what you love about Beachbody, that's everything. And I think if you learn anything from this call, it's like really focus on your energy and what you're passionate about and run with it. Whoopsies. Okay, why is it misgoing? There we go. Okay, time. Obviously, we have to put in the time. No one said it was going to be easy. You have to put in the time every day and work hard. If you're just doing the bare minimum, you know, that's not really going to get you anywhere. If you're just shooting for SC6 every month, you know, aim higher for SC10 and always be shooting higher and doing more than the bare minimum. Like what you have on your Success Club tracker, that's the bare minimum, I think. Should be doing even more than that. And I guarantee you, day in and day out, if you are putting in the time to these daily activities that Beachbody has given us, you will start to see the, you know, what's the word? You know what I mean? Sorry.
Benefits?
Yes.
There you go.
Like
Words, yeah.
So the big chunk of this call, I'm going to show you guys what I spend my time on. So here we go. Content. If there's something I spend a lot of time on, it's content. And why? Because that is how you are going to bring people onto your page to see what you're doing and follow along and hopefully join you. So I think content is one of the most important things to spend time on by far. So first of all, scroll stopping photo, of course, because when people are scrolling in that Discover feed, if they just see a photo in like, you know, your dark bedroom with, you know, no lighting or anything, they're not going to stop and click on it. So first and foremost, you want to get a scroll stopping photo that someone is going to see and be like, oh, let me click on that and see what they're talking about. You want to get their attention. So for me, natural lighting is definitely key. A good filter is very helpful. And, you know, just changing it up. So for example, here at this top photo, people are probably like, what is she doing? Like talking about her pantry. Let me stop and click and see what she's talking about. And I was giving people tips on dinner and done. Like, how do I stay dinner and done? What do I do to stop the nighttime snacking? Because my kids would go to bed and I would raid the pantry. So this whole post was about that. So with that, kind of talking about, well, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me scroll back to the scroll stopping photos. So what you want to do is stock up on these photos because I get it. Like the hardest part when I first started coaching was, oh my gosh, I have to post a photo every day. Like how am I that was very overwhelming to me. So one thing that's been super helpful is stockpiling some photos on the weekend when I have a little extra time and my husband's home, like helping with the kids, change my outfit a few times, throw my hair up, put my hair down, get a few photos, a few different poses, and then have that to use for your upcoming week. That has been like a huge game changer for me. And the weeks that I don't do that, I always like kick myself, like, dang it, I should have took photos this weekend. So now let's talk about the content that we're actually putting out there. So we want to think before we post: educate, entertain, inspire. If you are doing these three things, like, you are probably putting good content out there. So you really want to think about who your audience is, and you want to speak to those people, because you can't serve everybody. You want to serve your people and connect with your type of people. So for me, it is like moms and military spouses and foodies. So what do I need to tell them? What does the former me need to hear? And you want to give tons and tons and tons of free added value. Do not sit there every day like selling Beachbody, 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 because what's going to happen is people are going to get annoyed really fast and probably like stop reading what you have to say. So for me, it's give, 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 invite. So think, what can you be giving to your audience? How can you serve them? So like I was talking about this photo up here, I sat there and gave all of my dinner and done tips, because I know the other moms out there who, you put your kids to bed for the night and you can finally like relax and breathe. For me, my stress relief was like raiding the pantry. So I'm like, I know there's other moms out there who put their kids to bed and like reach for the pint of ice cream. So I'm like, okay, this post is going to be about all my tips for how I stay out of the pantry once the kids go to bed. Then I have my food is like my huge free added value. And I love it because obviously I like food. I was so overweight for so long. So now it's kind of my hobby of like, okay, I still love eating food. How can I make like healthy food delicious, and show other people that healthy eating isn't boring. You're not eating a bag of steamed broccoli, So that's my huge free added value for sure. So I would love everybody on this call to think about, what can you serve your audience with? Obviously, it doesn't have to be food, but think about what tips you could give. Say, for example, say you have a background in early childhood education and you love doing like if anybody follows like the Busy Toddler Mom, she's always posting like kid crafts and like, okay, this is like my sensory bin for today, or this is how I'm going to teach my kid his colors. Like, if that's your thing, run with it and attract those type of people to your page, because guess what? They're going to keep coming back to your page because they want the tips of how you're teaching your kid how to learn all his colors in a day or whatever. Your free added value could be anything. It could be, I love organizing. I'm going to show you how I make my pantry organized with all these cute little baskets. And next week, I'm going to do my closet. And the week after that, I'm going to do my t-shirt drawer. Like, people will follow you for that type of stuff of like, oh, I want to see what her organizational tip is going to be this week. So think about, how can you serve your audience? It doesn't have to be Beachbody related. And then something that I learned at Summit that I thought was super helpful was think about the 5 things that make you you, and talk about those 5 things. And you're going to attract your type of people too. Because again, we don't want it to be Beachbody, Beachbody, Beachbody. So I got to thinking, okay, what 5 things make me me? What 5 things can I talk about? So boy mom life, obviously I want to attract other moms, other people at that same stage of life that I'm in. So I talk a lot about mom stuff. Air Force wife, military wife. I have connected with so many women on Instagram who, we can relate on our husbands being deployed or working the crazy shift work hours or whatever it might be with military life. Foodie, obviously, I love food. I love talking about food. I love posting food. I connect with my fellow foodies. To be mindset obsessed. That's my one like Beachbody thing that I really run with and talk about a lot. And then something that I've recently incorporated because I noticed my audience likes it when I do. And that's a thing. Pay attention to the things that you post that get a lot of traction because your audience likes that. So for me, I was randomly putting up like little outfits of the day of like, my mom fashion and affordable mostly Target fashion, and people were really liking it. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to do more outfits and attract my fellow Target lovers, you know? So those are kind of the 5 things I've been running with and, you know, really having success with. And then it kind of takes the pressure off too, because it's like, for example, tomorrow I'm going to put up an outfit of the day thing because I haven't done one since last Wednesday. So if you're kind of running out of ideas of, oh man, what am I going to post about next? Look at your list of 5 things and be like, oh man, I haven't talked about my kids in a while. Let me do that. Or, oh, I haven't posted a cute outfit in a while. Let me post that. So it kind of gives you an idea too, when you're just like stuck on content of what am I going to post? Go back to your list of 5 things. And then what else? Okay. So get in your stories. I kind of touched on this already, but really the more you get in your stories, the better. And this, y'all, used to terrify me, much like public speaking. I remember one of the first calls I had with Haley, she was just like, you have to start talking in your Instagram stories. And I about died. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing that, you know? But you guys, when I did, it changed my business. I remember I started like Thanksgiving weekend last year. And, you know, I hit diamond in December. I guarantee you it's because I started sharing more about my life. I was letting people really get to know me, because people can't get to know you by posting a picture. Like I was the queen of, I would get in my stories and I'd post like pictures and boomerangs. That was it. Like I would never talk, never anything, because I was terrified. And so once I did, that completely transformed my business, because it gave people a chance to get to know me, and people are coming to you because they want you. Anybody can go to Beachbody and order, you know, 2B Mindset, but they're coming to me because they connect with me. They like me. They want to be my friend. You know, like think of yourself as just putting yourself out there to find new friends. Like you want to attract your people. So you want to be yourself to attract people that you would really want to be friends with. So I say the more the better. You know, obviously there's some days, like for example, Sunday, my mom was in town. We were just kind of like unplugged for the day. I didn't want to be in there talking and stuff, but I still showed up. I still like posted what we were doing photo wise and few boomerangs. And I might do that like 1 or 2 days a week, but at least 5 days a week, I am very, very active in my stories, talking away like I'm bored to death and need somebody to talk to. Like just get in there and chit chat, and people will start interacting with you, and like put polls in your stories, put question box. They don't even have to be Beachbody related. If I'm like, do I want to do pink nails or blue nails? You know, whatever you can do to start connecting with people, the better, because Instagram likes that too. Okay, so get in your stories. Don't worry, it gets easier. Soon it won't be scary. Okay, next, you want to be your best challenger. You have got to be proof of the product. I think this is a no-brainer. Obviously, if you want people to, if you're putting yourself out there and you want people to join you, you have to have some sort of results, whether it's skinny to strong or, you know, larger to skinny, whatever you want to call it. You have to have some sort of results. Or if you're just showing up day 1 on your journey, that's okay too. But take people along with you and update them with progress updates along the way. I actually think that's even more inspiring when people show up from day 1. But either way, get results and be proof of the product and be your best challenger. And this is a game changer too for your current clients, because if you're not showing up and you're not doing the things, they're not going to do the things either. Nobody's going to get results. And it's like, what's the point of all this, you know? So obviously, work out, eat clean, and drink your shake, you know? It's simple equation. But I think it might be more common than not to kind of not be doing the things. So, and again, all these things are on our Success Club tracker for a reason, because it's important to be taking care of ourselves first before we can be a good coach to be, you know, taking care of others. So I think if there's anything that you're just kind of like struggling with and just don't know where to start with yourself. Start taking care of yourself first. And by pouring your time into getting your results, in turn, that's going to change your business, because people are going to be sitting there watching you transform right before their eyes. And right there, that's like, you know, no words needed. They're going to want to know more. Okay. So your group, this is huge for me, my group, Mindful Movement. I'll tell you guys, I don't have the best luck, like recruiting coaches just right off the bat. And I know I need to talk more about the coaching opportunity. Again, trying to get out of my comfort zone with these type of things. But my best coaches start off as my clients. So one, that's why it's so important too, to constantly be recruiting new clients every month, because the clients I might get this month, 6 months from now, might make one of my best coaches once they get their like awesome results, So I spend a lot of time in my group, probably too much time in my group, but it's important to me. I'm in there multiple times a day. Before I post anything on Instagram, before I get in my stories, you better believe I get in my group first and focus on the people who trusted in me first. So I make it known to all of my girls who join me, like, listen, I do all my coaching through my group. If you want daily interaction with me and that support, you need to show up and you need to participate in the daily check-ins. So I just kind of make that clear, because I'm not going to chase anybody down or like text them if they're not showing up. But the people who are there and are showing up absolutely will get my attention. So, these people sign up with us for a reason. We don't want to ghost them. And when I say like show up in your group, spend time in there every day, like if you see somebody post a question, answer them. If they have a victory of like, oh my gosh, I'm down 10 pounds this month, cheer them on. If you see somebody struggling and like have kind of a down comment, like try to support them and lift them up and encourage them to keep going. And then also creating good content for your daily check-ins, I think is huge too. Make it interactive, make it good, make it more than just like a, hey, everybody drop your sweaty selfie. I think the more you can get people engaged, the better. Because again, we want our people to get results, because guess what? That's going to make our best coaches, and they're going to feel amazing and want to share their journey with everybody else. So I like to think I have like an amazing group, and I shout this from the rooftops. I'm always talking about my group in my stories. I'm always giving like behind the scenes of what's going on in my group. Like, oh my gosh, today we're doing Thirsty Thursday challenge, and I'm challenging everybody to drink a gallon of water today. I'm going to send like a sample of pumpkin spice to the winner, blah, blah, blah. Or for example, the other day I was making like Greek turkey burgers. I have a recipe swap album in my group. Well, you better believe when I'm sitting there like prepping my food, showing everybody like I do, I have my computer up and my phone, and I'm like, okay, so first I'm just going to go in my accountability group. I'm going to click the recipe swap album. I'm going to get the Greek turkey burger, pull this up. And this is my favorite part of my group. I love that we all just plug our, just by me showing my dinner prep, I was able to incorporate a sneak peek of my group too, of like, okay, when you join, oh, cool, I get access to all these recipes too that everybody adds in this album. Or when people are getting results in my group, obviously they like post it in the check-ins. I take screenshots of that, and I, for privacy, like just block out their name, and I like shout that out in my stories too. Like, hey, it's not just me getting results. Like I'm always trying to give like tidbits about my group, because really people want to join you for your group. They want to be part of that community. They want to have that accountability and support. And I think the more we talk about our groups, the more we give people like that FOMO about it, the better. So in order to do that, we have to be showing up in our groups. You know what I mean? Because if we're not, our group's probably going to be like, kind of lame. Because people, by us showing up and being the best challengers too, like I post all my food in my group. I am like, if it's dead in there, I post like a little GIF of like, hello, where's everybody? So I just think it's huge to make your group a priority. Absolutely. Before doing any inviting on Instagram, make sure you pop in your group a few times a day. Okay. So I think that's all for that. And then connections. So this is huge. Connections, obviously, I think a lot of people think like, oh, Siobhan, people just come to you. No, guys, I'm messaging. Like, I am doing the behind the scenes work, and I do it every day. So I think first and foremost, instead of going out and like being on the hunt of like, oh, I'm going to go follow 100 new people today. First, I think it's so important to focus on the people who are already in your place of business. Even if it's 100 something people. I started out with 150 followers. My page was private lockdown. Like, I have no marketing experience or anything, but from day one, I have focused on the people on my page. They're there for a reason. And again, back to the good content. If you're putting out good content, the people will come. If you're giving, the people will come and they will stay and they will follow you. So for connections, I like to really focus on the people in my place of business. And the ways I do that are, first of all, I can't always get to like all of them, but I try to message all new followers. First, I always go check their page first. And if I see like anybody I know following them, y'all don't bother messaging them because they're probably already being helped. So if they look like a normal person who's not followed by somebody on the team who doesn't already look like a coach themselves, message them. And this is what I say. I either say, whoops, sorry, this is blocking it. So I either say like, hey, Amanda, thanks so much for your support and following along my journey. I appreciate you. Are you doing 2B Mindset too? And she wrote back, hi, Siobhan, I always enjoy watching your stories and posts. I can completely relate to you. You're so down to earth. And I'm not doing 2B officially, but I'm surrounding myself with positivity and personal growth, especially on my social media feed, weight loss, exercise, food, and I have a history, so blah, 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 blah. Anyways, long story short, we started talking back and forth and she joined me just because I simply messaged her asking, hey, how are you? Thank you. Are you doing 2B2? And you don't have to say, are you doing 2B2? You could say anything. I even heard somebody say something once that I thought was like really brilliant. They just said, like, how did you find me? Like, what is it on my page that interests you? And I thought that was really cool too, because if they're like, oh, I came to you for your recipes, then that would be an easy segue for me into 2B, you know? So however you want to word it, always end it with a question. And this girl, I was just like, hey, Megan, thanks for the follow. I appreciate your support. Are you doing 2B2? That's kind of always my, you know, some form of that. And she said, I came across Alana's Instagram and really liked one of your good pics and hopped on your page. I'm not doing 2B. It's a little pricey, but I'm thinking of starting Diet Bet tomorrow. And I'm like, well, perfect. I was like, Alana's amazing. She's the creator of 2B. You should really think about getting 2B in order to have all the knowledge you need to have major success with the Diet Bet. Check out the My Journey tab. I direct people to see my journey on my highlights section so they can see like my transformation and my story if they're new to my page. And in my highlights section to see more about it. It's absolutely life-changing, something you'll never regret. And then I sent like a little informational, like what you need to know about 2B. And she joined me too. So just by me like sending them these messages and getting the conversations going. So I also like to do this. This has been a huge game changer for me too. When I put up my stories, within the first like 5 minutes of putting it up, I swipe up and see who watched my stories in those first 5 minutes. Because y'all, there are a million people that you could watch stories for. And if these people are clicking on mine right when they see that I put up something, guess what? They care what I have to say. They are my people. So I reach out to them and I say something very similar to this of just like, hey, Amanda, thanks so much for your support with following me and watching my stories. It really means a lot that you take the time to do that. Are you doing 2B2? Or if I go see, oh, this is somebody I've talked with before, but nothing ever came with it, I kind of just say like, hey, thanks for still sticking around and continuing to show your support and watching. Like, just get the conversation going with them. How are you? Like, did you ever think more about joining me with 2B or, you know, whatever it is, get the conversation going with those people who care enough to click on your stories and see what you have to say within those first like 5 minutes that you're putting your story up, because those people matter. And I tell you, like, this has been a game changer for me. And then if I really have extra time, I can go through and comment or message the people who like my posts too. But I definitely do this more with new follows and story watchers, because I'm like, everybody can scroll and like photos, but I'm like, if they are taking the time to watch my stories, they matter, you know? So this is kind of how I do my connections. And a lot of times, yes, I showed you guys 2 success stories here, but a lot of times it's not a success story. But what will happen is 2, 3, 4 months later, guess what? I might hear from them again. And I can scroll back and see, okay, I tried connecting with her in the past, but she wasn't ready. But she's going to stick around, watch, get to know me more. And one day I'm going to say something that's going to resonate with that person. And then she's going to be ready. And it's not going to be as awkward or weird to reach out because we made that initial connection, if that makes sense. So please be doing the behind the scenes connections. I know it's awkward and scary, but if you just keep it simple, don't do cold invites, just get the conversation going and started and just see where it goes. And if it doesn't turn into anything, then it's okay because they might come back around. They probably will come back around. Okay, now, let's see. Okay, so I have really been enjoying the Unfold app. If you guys don't have that, I really recommend downloading it. I know Haley did a call about this not that long ago, and I just think it's a really pretty way to tell your story in your stories, you know, and once you make it, you can see here I have like a transformation one and a coaching one, and I want to make more. I just haven't had the time yet, but once you make them, you know, they're there forever. So you can repost them again and again. So my kind of process is the first half of the month, I like to focus on filling up my accountability group. I tell people like I have 10 spots for the month. If you want one, blah, blah, blah. And the way I do this is I share my journey, and you guys can look on my Instagram page under my highlights. You'll see the My Journey one. It's that same thing, but I post it in my stories. And at the end of it, I do like this little, like this month I was doing Back to the Basics boot camp, like focusing on the 2B basics. So at the end of it, I put, okay, I have 10 spots available. And every time somebody signs up, I update this in my stories, and I pick a theme song each month and I put it with it. And then I do like a fun little dancing, like flamingo or whatever with it to kind of make it more fun. And then I'll put, so for example, say I posted this, I'd write you ? At 10. And then I'd put like arrows pointing at it and dancing and music. And I just started doing this August and September, and I really feel like it gives the FOMO. You know, people want one of those spots, and especially, obviously, I do more than 10, but I just let people think that it's 10. And it's been working really well. So then the second half of the month, so I like to focus on like my business the first half of the month. And then the second half of the month, it's like, okay, let me try to grow my team some more. And this is obviously newer to me and out of my comfort zone this half. But let's see, July, August, and September, I have hosted a coach webinar. And that's just kind of easier for me at the stage of life I'm in right now. I don't have a lot of time, like with my kids around, to where I can be popping in groups and going live all throughout the day without my kids being crazy in the background. So I'm like, if I could do like a 45-minute webinar, just like one time, that just like works for me right now. So with that, I have my coaching invite with the Unfold story. And again, you know, just kind of do the story, and then I do like a question box or something, or a poll. I advertise it obviously several different times of, you know, do you want the link to come? Like, sure, I'll come listen, or yes, I'll be there. Or the next time I'll share it, I'll do a question box of like, drop your email below if you want to come attend. So last month I had, you know, really good success, like several coaches signed up. This month, not so much, but that's okay. But I still had a good turnout, like 6 or 7 new faces come on and watch. So I call that a win, because even if they're not joining me right now, those are people I will be following up with because they expressed interest in the first place. So I know like deep down one day they'll join. They're just not ready yet. And that's okay. So that's kind of my process with the Unfold story. I just think it's pretty. You can create all sorts of different ones. And I like watching them on other people's stories. So I'm like, okay, let me start incorporating this like as another way to invite rather than just in a post. Okay, so next. Okay, this is huge, y'all. And I know it's probably something that gets overlooked a lot. So checking your subscription orders on a weekly basis. Pick a day to do this, because I'll tell you what, this is how I got Chris to Diamond. This is how I got myself to Diamond. Discount coaches, like stack them up, because the thing with discount coaches are like, they are going to be the huge thing to help us rank advance, because obviously it takes time to get a lot of working coaches. So we need these placeholders, to rank advance. And as we know too, discount coaches aren't always reliable. They can skip a month if they want, and that's okay, because, they're not working the business, or they can cancel if they decide they don't want it anymore. So I think it's so important to stack. Like, don't just get your 4 and 4 and call it a day, because I've had a week where I had 6 people go inactive, and there was nothing I can do about it because they were all discount coaches, and I can't force them to order their shakes every month. But I was okay because I had stacked, So this is something I've made part of my weekly routine that has been so helpful for me. So what I do is, obviously I offer the discount coach opportunity up front to everybody. And a lot of people try, they want to try it before they commit to anything, which is fine. So what I do is I go, if you go to your coach office, monitor my business, my subscription orders, click the customer tab, you can see when everybody's things are set to ship out, and you can see who has canceled and who hasn't. So the people who haven't canceled, you want a message. So this is what I say. I just say like, hey, Shannon, how are you? It looks like your auto shipment of Shakeology is set to ship out on 6/23. If you think you want to keep up with the shakes, let me know, blah, blah, blah. No need to actually work the business, and you can cancel it anytime you want. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. If not, just a reminder to postpone or cancel your shakes before they ship out on the 23rd. And I used to not like to say this because I'm like, oh man, I don't want them to cancel and then me not get the commission on the shakes. But it's better for you to remind them than for them to receive the shakes on their door and be like, oh, I didn't want another order of this, and then return it, and then you get your commission taken away later on anyways. That's happened to me a lot. And I was like, no way, I'll remind them, because if they're going to cancel it, I'd rather them do that now than receive it and return it, So this I've had so much success with, and I send it with this graphic, and I can post this in the team determination page for anybody who doesn't have it. But I'm just like a visual person, and I used to like word vomit with this and send like a really long thing, and nobody ever told me yes. Now that I kind of keep it to a paragraph, send it with this for the people to like visually see it and break it down. A lot of people say, actually, yeah, I'm liking it, I'll do that. And this is how I've been able to, month after month, for those coaches who are dropping, okay, let me get a few more in place. And a lot of them just come from simply checking my subscription order and offering that discount to them. So I would pick one day a week to do this and make it a priority, that, I don't know, like every Monday you check your subscriptions, because you don't want people to fall through the cracks and potentially miss out on the opportunity of, getting some more discount coaches, which are so important. Okay, I guess that's done. Questions?
That was the best call I ever heard in my life.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, round of applause, everyone. You did it. Honestly, I'm showing Carl.
Oh gosh, no.
Yes.
I get to meet him next month or November. He's coming to Saturday.
I know.
He's so cool.
He is really cool.
I can't wait.
This needs to be a national wake-up call. This exact thing needs to be a national wake-up call.
Oh gosh, no.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. So do people want to unmute themselves and ask questions, or hold on, let me see what I got here for this. Everyone's saying how amazing you are. Wow. So many people.
You guys are so nice.
Cool. Caitlin Skur, how often do you follow up? Like if you don't get a response, or a response that doesn't lead anywhere, do you, couple months, wait for them to reply?
So it depends. If I just get like bad vibes from the person, I don't follow up, because I'm like, I don't have time for that. But if it's somebody who I can tell where they're just like, oh, I don't have the money right now, or we're about to go, whatever excuse they have, I'll come back to them. I make like a little note. You can do it on your Success Club tracker, or for me, I have a running list in my phone of just people who I'm going to follow up with October 1st. Like the main way I hit Success Club, like that first week of the month, is follow-ups. I because I'm advertising my new thing for the month. So for example, September was Back to Basics Boot Camp. I'm like, hey, I know you expressed interest about this like last month, but timing just wasn't good. But I just opened up enrollment for my Back to Basics Boot Camp. We are going all in with the 2B Mindset Principles this month. It's the perfect time to jump in with us. I have 10 spots available, and I wanted to offer one to you first since I know we had talked about it in the past. You know, easy peasy. And if they say no, put them on your list for the next month. I don't like to bug people on a weekly basis. You know, I just feel like it's a little annoying.
That's sweet. Thank you, Siobhan.
Anybody else have any questions? I'm gonna read through, see if I can find any. There's so many compliments. Just go.
You could also, do you share the 2B recipes, like, or do you share some of your own in your recipe album?
In my group?
Yeah.
It is all, so my whole group, everybody does 2B. So it's all 2B friendly, if that makes sense. But they're not necessarily like, it could be from like Confessions of a Fit Foodie that kind of fits in within 2B guidelines. So we'll post a picture of it, and then in the comment section, whoever, and it's kind of cool, everybody, anytime anybody finds a recipe they like, they know, okay, let me go post it in the recipe swap album and then put the link to whatever website you got it from. So then when we're all doing our meal plans on Sunday and you're just like, what am I going to make? Okay, we know, let's go to the recipe swap album. And it's so fun too, because there's certain recipes within my group that have gone like viral. Like we all make this hot dish and it's all so good. And we all know, okay, when I want to make it, the recipes in the recipe swap album, I can find it there. So I think, you know, food is the best way to lure what's the word? Lure people in.
I can say it either.
You know, because people are always like, I don't know what to eat. Like, cool, go check out the recipe swap album.
I have a second question. Sorry to hog. Just your graphic, and then I'll shut up. Your graphic for the Shakeology math. What did you do that in?
I think I found it on Team Determination somewhere.
Okay.
I took it from somebody.
I want to do one, but I also have to do it for Canadian prices.
Yes, I have a coach on my team, Laurel, who works with she used to live in Canada, and she was asking too if there were graphics for the Canadian prices, and I wasn't sure.
I'll try and work on that, and then I'll post it in the page it might not look as pretty as yours, but I'll try and do something.
That'd be super helpful.
I have a question just regarding time management.
Yes.
Like, I have 2 kids. I know you have 2 kids. Like, how do you do it? And how, like, I get overwhelmed, like, in the morning when I think about, like, inviting and talking on my story and making a post and doing this and doing that and making sure I'm doing everything, that I like tend to overwhelm myself. And then I just do like a little bit here, a little bit there. And I'm not like, do you use timers? Like, how do you do it?
So I won't lie. I actually enrolled my 2.5-year-old in a 3-day week preschool because I couldn't keep up. So I listened to Melanie Mitro a lot, obviously, I love her. And one of the things that stuck with me early on with her is like, if there's one thing you're going to do, like if you're serious about making this like a real business, invest in the help, you know? So for me, I was like, I'm going to put Rowan in a 3 morning a week. He's 2.5. No, he doesn't need to be in preschool. But for myself and like my business and for my kids' sake, I rather have those like blocks of time where I know he's being taken care of rather than me sitting on the couch trying to get all my things done, like neglecting him, you know? So for me, it's only been like a month and a half of us doing this. And it's been huge because before I was really struggling. And honestly, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. My kids don't wake up till 6:30. And I know that's extreme, but as you know, with 2 little ones, they constantly need my attention. Like I cannot just like stick them in front of a TV all day. So in order for me to get like my main business things done, I try to do it first thing in the morning. So for example, I wake up, get my workout in while I'm drinking my pre-workout from like 4:30 to 5, I'm clearing out my Instagram inbox. Then I work out, and then I post my move of the day. I get in my accountability group and check in on them for a few. And then doesn't always happen, I like to get my post up then too. So then before my kids even wake up at 6:30, I can have my post done, my workout done, my inbox cleared out on Instagram, kind of responding, doing some of those connections, and then shower and get ready all by 7-ish. And then that's when we start like having breakfast and starting my mommy routine. Right. So that's been a game changer for me too. And then my youngest still naps every day. And my oldest goes to school till 2:50. So again, nap time is like work time. Like today and yesterday, I made this PowerPoint during nap. So it's kind of just like extras fit in here and there, but a good chunk gets done early morning before my kids even wake up. And then a lot of times too, after they go to bed, I'll work for another like 45 minutes to an hour. I put a lot of time into it. I won't like sugarcoat that, but it's important to me. So I know the efforts that I'm putting in now, I'm definitely trying to treat this like a full-time job so that I won't have to go get a full-time job when my kids are, Monday through Friday school age.
Yep. So like before, she just started bringing your son to preschool, you said just like a month ago, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
But before that you were saying, and you're still doing it, but getting up couple hours early before they got up and basically just made sure she got all that stuff done before.
Exactly. And honestly, you probably don't need to put as much. I'm putting a lot more time into it now because I have a team that I'm trying, I'm trying to plan content for this call, or I'm doing some one-on-one calls with my coaches, or I'm, there's a lot of like extra things that I'm doing now that I wasn't doing as a new coach. But honestly, things have just recently started getting busier for me. But honestly, I was managing really well with the 2 hours in the morning and then like hour and a half nap time. So I think just, I don't watch Netflix anymore. I don't sit there and like scroll. Like every day during nap time, I used to like binge watch Netflix and eat junk food. Now I work, so it's just kind of like prioritizing, like when you do have the free time, working instead of relaxing, and that's really Monday through Friday for me. Saturday and Sunday, unless I need to, I do my bare minimum. I get on my stories, I post, but I'm not doing all the other things. My Success Club tracker is a little blank on Saturday, Sundays, but for me, that's okay because I work my butt off Monday through Friday. So that's just kind of how I do it.
I think we have time for one more question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
How do you stay organized with follow-ups, etc.?
So people that I see potential, I don't write anybody's name down unless I like see potential. You kind of get the vibe if something's going to go somewhere, even if it's not today. You get if you're vibing with somebody, if the conversation's easy, if you're connecting with somebody, or if it's just somebody with like one-word answers. I'm not going to waste my time with them again. If they want something, they can come back around. But people that I see real potential in, I just keep a running list in the notes section of my phone of their Instagram handle. And I'm sure there's a more efficient way. I know people use Google Streak and all that, but that just like kind of stresses me out. So I haven't even tried to learn how to do it.
Siobhan, I think that you know about this already, but do you know about the flagging a conversation in Instagram if it's a good conversation?
So I don't think, this is also bad, I don't have my Instagram set up as a business account, so it won't let me do that.
It's
again, something that I need to do, but I just haven't.
The only thing I find bad about the flagging is that it only shows conversations from within the past 30 days. So if you do like a monthly follow-up basis, there's like, they're not really in there.
I think mine goes beyond 30. I'll have to check that.
Because I just did it the other day. I looked and there was like only 6 conversations in there just because like I had replied to their story or they had replied to mine. Other than that, it's 30 days.
Oh my God. I have to double check that because I thought like my assistant was getting in there, like deleting my messages. I'm like, I swear I had 57 request ones and now I have like 39. Why? I wonder if it's like on day 30 it disappears.
whenever I think you told me if you're like looking, it's like say I go to military wife or boy mom hashtags, I see someone that I want to message later, I flag it, it disappears.
Shut up. All right. Well, that's
Unless I've already talked to them.
from now on. Let's write it in our notes section on our phone or on a piece of paper. I used to write it all the time. Just have a piece of paper that said interested. So whoever was interested, like Siobhan was saying, like if you're vibing with them, you just write their name down, their Instagram handle, and that's the people that you're going to be focusing on when you're basically like, what should I do right now on Instagram? You have nothing else to do. Go talk to those interested people, you know?
On my tracker, like when I write everybody's name, when somebody is like, oh yeah, like follow up with me next week or whatever, I know I could like put that in the notes, but for whatever reason, what works for me is I just write their name on the back of the sheet, and then I know.
Yes. I know what you're
To
talking
like go back to, I don't know, like I don't have a sheet right now, but like usually
Yeah.
I'll have like 5 or 6 names on the back that like by the end of the month, if I'm not like in Success Club, those are the people I'm like going back to.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I have something to add on that real quick. I don't know if this is just for business accounts or not, but you can actually go, so like say you're on a profile, you can go to like just one of their pictures and save their picture. There's like the little flag, you can flag a picture, and then when you do it, it says save to collection, and it's almost like you can start like a Pinterest board of people's pictures. So it's like a good way to like it, like you go in and it like looks all pretty because it's just beautiful faces, and it helps you remember their face as well, not just their name, which I think is really helpful.
I think that's brilliant and way more reliable than the goddamn flags.
So something that I do also is I'll use my reminders on my phone. That way it tells me a day to follow up with them. That way I'm not following up with them too soon or too late. So like I'll do 2 weeks for some people, a month for some people. It just depends on where they are in their season of life.
Love it. And of course, Google Streak. Just saying, if you had like if you ever do collect emails or just have a Google Streak thing of just like who's interested and stuff like that. I feel like we should go because I don't ever want. Oh, we still have like 2 minutes, not a full hour. Siobhan, you crushed the whole thing. Perfect timing with everything.
Thank you. I'm like broken out and high. Stressed out.
Well, I feel like you should go have a glass of wine and relax with is your man home right now? Oh my God, look at you. You're already doing it. Perfect.
Got it. Yes, I just heard the garage open, so they should be getting
Oh,
home.
perfect. Well, honestly, thank you so much. This was so helpful. I swear to God, I'm giving this to Carl. So
Oh gosh.
I'll post it on the team page tomorrow, guys. I love you all. And again, thank you so much, Siobhan.
Thanks y'all for being so nice. Bye.
Bye.